Hari Om. Reading of the article written by Param Poojya Swami Tapovan Maharaj. Some facets of prayer. Nature's prayer of adoration. Observe what these snow white peaks dazzling in the sun are doing in this lovely place, inaccessible to man and animal. They are sweetly, perpetually singing hymns to God. They do nothing else. When I say so, you may be inclined to laugh at the idea. What? Are we to imagine that this inanimate mountain, a mere heap of earth and stone, sings like a skilled musician? The silent grandeur, the enormous extent, the unshakable firmness of the mountain, and the divine beauty and fragrance of the flowers that fascinate even birds and beasts. These are hymns to God. The music, of course, is not vocal, but vocal music is harsh and grating compared with the silent music of the sights around me here. Heard melodies are sweet, those unheard are sweeter. The perennial stream Alakananda and this waterfall Vasundhara. What are they doing here? They too are loudly and ceaselessly singing the glory of God. It is from this that all forms of streams flow. These streams gratefully sing the praise of the Creator who makes them flow. These delicate birds sweeping along the skies proclaim the Lord's matchless glory. Look at those charming flowers, bright with many colors, blooming here on the meadow. They too proclaim nothing else. In this holy land, everything seems to join in that universal harmony. This is from Wanderings in the Himalayas, page 42. Jnani's prayer of gratitude. It is a well known fact among Vedantins that the supreme duty of a sannyasi is to acquire Brahmajnana and gain abundance to revel in it, and that sannyasa is the means to gain abundance in jnana. How can a sannyasi who continuously and constantly remembers his non-dual Brahmic state by telling himself, I am Brahman, prostrate and praise gods and goddesses? Even if he does so, what is the gain? People worship and prostrate to Ishvara, praying for some enjoyable objects, either here or hereafter. But for a sannyasi, is there any need for such objects? The sannyasi is of the nature of Brahman, and hence he is of the form of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, Indra, Chandra, and all the other gods. The sannyasi is the self in all, is the Lord of all. If such a sannyasi prostrates to the gods, will it not be equivalent to prostrating to himself, thus entailing the mixing of the actor and the actions? These are the arguments usually advanced by the opponents, and I have to answer them. The Lord is the controller of the whole universe and is the giver of the results of the actions to all the jivas. It is the Lord alone who bestows ignorance on one jiva and knowledge on another according to the results of his earlier actions. Brahmajnana is the mental projection of the nature of Brahman, Brahmakara Vritti. The mental vrittis are the modifications of the mind. The mind, the senses, and the body are the assemblage of the non self and are the microcosmic aspects of the microcosmic universe. Hence, they are under the control of Paramatma. The Lord is capable of producing or destroying the Brahman thought in the human mind, which is under his control. Now, not only the other worldly thoughts of Brahman, but also the worldly thoughts of joy and sorrow are created and destroyed by the Lord, and hence he is known as the bestower of the results of action. If that is so, it is clear that the Lord is the bestower of Brahmajnana and unwavering abidance in that jnana, and that he thus destroys the roots of all our vasanas for the unreal objects of the world, giving unbroken peace and bliss in this life itself. This applies to the jnani sannyasis too, all the more so. What is then wrong if even Paramahamsas prostrate to the Lord of Kailas, who is the giver of knowledge, who gives both types of moksha, and who is the Lord of all? She who is capable of creating and destroying innumerable Brahmandas in the wink of an eye, he who is the innermost self of all, who is the witness of all actions, who is capable of distributing the results of actions, whose eyes are the sun and the moon, who is the Lord of Parvati and the controller of the entire universe. To that Lord of Mount Kailas, I, though a karma sannyasi, an Advaitic philosopher, and a Paramahamsa, offer with mind, word, and deed my heartfelt prostrations with great devotion again and again, millions of times. This is from Kailas Yatra, page 161 to 163. Prayer of desperation. True indeed are the words of wise men who say that prosperity is like wine, which goes to the head and makes man forget his Creator. Adversity, on the contrary, sobers him and reminds him of God and His glory. People who preach atheism and do not recall God's name even once a month cry out in the hour of danger, "O God, My Lord, my good God, protect me. Something in the mind induces man to cry out like this. Even that is God's greatness and His mercy. Though at the back of everyone's mind is the conviction that there is God and that His greatness is unbounded. It lies like a precious gem in the dark depths of the mind, hidden by the tides of worldliness. When this surging tide of worldly pleasure ebbs away and leaves the mind high and dry, the gem of faith appears sparkling with its own bright lustre. That generally happens only when a man has reached the rock bottom of despair, when he feels utterly helpless and hopeless. His heart at once flows out in prayer. O God, ocean of mercy, help me, save me, O Lord. Prayer transcends differences in religion. It is vain to waste time considering which God to worship. Worship Him in any form. It is the sincerity of devotion that matters. Whomsoever you worship with devotion, the result is all the same. It is in the degree of devotion that the all seeing, all knowing Lord delights. The dull ones are never satisfied with even lifelong testing of the superiority and inferiority of the different manifestations of God. All those who have worshipped the Lord in any form, as Vishnu, Krishna, Ramachandra, Shiva, etc., have attained liberation. Not only that, but not only that, but even those who belong to other religions, Christian, Muslims, etc., have also reached the state of liberation by worshipping other manifestations of God. So, it is all meaningless to quarrel, arguing, my God alone is the true God, all other gods are not. Realize that God is present in all beings and that all the gods of all the people are one. My religion is the best and the noblest. All other religions are false and ignoble. How much blood has this narrow thought cost mankind? Even ambitious imperialism has not been guilty of so much bloodshed. Only fools will seek to maintain that one religion is eternal and that all others are evanescent or transitory. This reprehensible attitude of the mind is the result of wicked sanskaras, and it might be discarded altogether by correct thinking. All religions thrive on faith and devotees not on visual verification. faith and devoutness, not on visual verification. Either all religions are eternal or all are ephemeral. In all religions, there is a substratum of truth. Similarly, in all religions, certain things appear to be false and therefore mitigate against belief, and thus all religions are transitory. What is the use of thinking along these lines? All religions have been founded to ameliorate man, to raise him higher and still higher. No teacher of religion has ever dreamt of leading man to perdition. So, it is better to put an end to all quarrels in the name of religion and at the same time try to follow the truths of religion. Pleased with man's sincere love and devotion, God lets him comprehend the divine principle which is beyond name and form, beyond the perception of word and mind, which is self luminous and to the nature of everlasting peace, peace that passeth all understanding. So, worship your chosen ideal with constant thought, repetition of holy names, and meditation. The best way for man is to serve the Lord with love and devotion as his servant. Ishwar Darshan, pages 244 and 245. ओम श्री स्वामी तपोवन महाराजाय